And LA just announced that they're going to make a statue for Dustin Brown. And I saw a lot of people talking about, like, what the statue? Like, that statues are reserved for Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, Bobby Orr, Gordie Howe, Tom Brady, like the greats in the sport, best of their generation talents. Do you agree with that, or do you think, give this guy a statue? He won 2 cups as a captain.
It's so tough. It's so tough because I think the two reasons to give a guy a statue are, number one, like you said, he had an unbelievable career playing for one organization for most of his career.
All of it, I think. I think all of it.
Yeah, with that. Or number two, he is an above average to very good player that played a career on one organization for his whole career, and that organization is pretty irrelevant and has no history and has no one else to give a statue to.
That's the thing.
Right? So when we look at this, like Dustin Brown, 712 points in 1,300 games, like that's a very good career. And he's got, what, 2 cups or 3 cups? Two. He's got 2 cups. And I mean, he did play with this team for, I think, his whole career, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but a statue? But a statue?
Statues, yeah, I feel like it's relative. Like, who is worthy of a statue in what market, like you said, depends on, like, the history of that market. Like, Dustin Brown's not getting a statue in Montreal. Like, can you imagine him next to Rocky Richard? Like, that would be like crazy. But
who are the stars on LA that deserve or have gotten a statue? I know
Robitaille and Gretzky both have statues,
and that's it.
I think so, because, yeah, like you said, they haven't been the greatest team. Like, they've been pretty irrelevant before Gretzky. Even after Gretzky, they weren't good.
Like, I mean, I'm not going to be like one of these old-time haters that goes like, oh, you know, back in my day, the statues were only given to the best players. Like, good for Dustin Brown. I'm happy for him. But does this mean that Anze Kopitar and Drew Doughty are going to get a statue?
If you set the precedent with Dustin Brown, I feel like it will be such a slap in the face to those two if they don't get them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't think a guy who got stripped of his captaincy and got moved to the 4th line for like the latter half of his career. And I mean, it wasn't only when he was terrible. Even in his prime, he wasn't.
He was like a second, third liner.
Right. Yeah. He was the captain of that team because a lot of players came out and said like he's probably the best glue guy in the entire league. Like, he's a great.
He seems like a great person.
A great person and a great leader. I mean, but a statue is for guys that score goals.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe LA fans are like, I guess maybe LA fans are the only ones who should like really have an opinion on this, but it just seems weird. Yeah. Maybe what they'll do is, like, I don't know if they can do this because the other guys haven't retired yet, but if they make a sort of like a statue of 3 of them in the cup or something, because those are the big 3 guys there.
That's
like,
fair.
I don't know if that's the plan. I actually don't think it is, but that makes a little more sense. I don't know. It's an interesting conversation.
Like, should Jonathan Quick get a statue too?
Yeah, throw him in there too.
Jonathan Quick is better than Dustin Brown. He's a better LA King than Dustin Brown.
He was so vital for them winning those cups.
Yeah.
When he was in his prime back then, he's kind of crappy now, but he was one of the funnest goalies to watch. So yeah, I don't know. Good for him, I guess, for getting a statue, number retirement, all that stuff. But yeah, it definitely seems odd from the outside looking in.
Let's move on to talk about another guy that's going to get his statue retired. Sorry, statue retired is going to get his number retired. Patrick Marleau.
Yeah.
Patrick Marleau fan.
Yeah, of course I'm a Patrick Marleau fan. Even from his time on the Leafs, he just seemed like such a good dude. He also he's had a great career. Like, nothing crazy in terms of hardware, but to stick around for that long and be a pretty, like, useful player until you're 36 is nothing to sniff at.
Yeah, I agree. I think between the two, this is the guy that deserves a statue. Like we said, I mean, San Jose is like the perfect example of a team with a lackluster history. Patrick Marleau, he's probably the best Shark to ever play, right?
Him and Jumbo.
Yeah, he's played there long enough in his career, almost his entire career
his
there.
Entire prime, yeah.
When you think about it, I mean, he has almost 1,800 games played, and he's put up 1,200 points. He was the captain of that team. I mean, here's a little bit of a debate. I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. You don't think so? I mean, when a guy, I don't care how many games you've played, but when you put up 1,200 points, like, come on.
I don't know. It's just, I think he'll get into the Hall of Fame because he has the most games played of all time. That's a pretty impressive accomplishment. It's just he's never won any personal hardware. He's never won any cups. I know they went to a cup final, but I don't know. I don't know how you get into the Hall of Fame without winning anything.
I agree. But when a guy puts up over 1,000 points in his career, he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
But it's 1,000 points in 1,800 games.
But I still think not getting injured is a skill. It's a skill because you have a certain.
But is that Hall of Fame worthy skill?
I mean, when it matches up with 1,200 points, I mean, how many guys in? I wonder how many guys in NHL history have put up over 1,000 points. It's got to be
probably not many of them.
It has to be under.
He has 500. He has over 500 goals. That's usually a benchmark as well. Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, no, this isn't like Patrick Marleau slander. I was actually someone on our TikTok, and I had a conversation with a guy on our TikTok comments talking about how he feels like the Hall of Fame requirements, the threshold's been like progressively dropped. Like, you get people who you wouldn't necessarily think of as a Hall of Famer getting in, like a Mark Recchi, let's say. When Mark Recchi gets in, I imagine Patrick Marleau deserves it based on that threshold, but I think it's got to be reserved for the best to ever play the game. And I don't know if these guys are that, but if you set that precedent, I think based on that, he deserves to get in. I just don't know if he's a Hall of Famer in my like idea of who belongs there, but.
I hope he gets in. I'm so sad that he didn't win a cup with the Leafs because he clearly came here to do it.
Absolutely, I agree. I wish he won a cup. I guess those are two separate conversations. People are gonna think I hate Patrick Marleau now, which I don't. But whatever. I mean, good for him. Good for him. Yeah, he's probably statue worthy. I don't know if they announced that yet, but he's probably statue worthy over there.
We'll see.
Again, because they have literally no history.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content. And find the link to our full podcast and all our socials in the description down below.
Also, don't forget to turn on those notifications to get live updates on new videos that we release.